after watching the latest
What's up, people? Naturegirl 30.
What's up, people? Naturegirl 30. What's up, y'all? Naturegirl 30 here, and it has been a while since I've said that. Well, I probably said it in most of my videos, but when it comes to a Q&A, it has been a while. It was since pretty much the week before WrestleMania. I do believe that's the last time that I ended it. I could be wrong. It was a while ago. It has been a minute, people. But I thank you guys so much for sending me questions. It's amazing how you guys miss these Q&As. But as usual, the format's going to still be the same. I explained it in my special announcement video about how the questions are going to be. But I'm still going to have the end credits. Just maybe a completely different, I guess, icon. I can't really think of the name of it. But other than that, yes, I'm going to still give you guys credit at the end of in the credits. I haven't forgot about y'all, and I'm not going to really change that around. But before I get started, I ended up finding out from someone, I think it's AMTV. They actually were able to send me a message through my YouTube page. And all you have to do is go to my YouTube channel and go to About. And if you want to send me a message, it should be on the side that says message, and you'll be able to send me a message that way. You don't necessarily have to leave it in the comments. You can actually send me a message now. I had no idea how it was set up. But that's how you can do it. Just go to my YouTube channel and look on the right-hand side, and it says About. Click on About, and then on the right-hand side of that screen, you're going to see message, and that's how you're able to actually send me messages privately now. So if you want to do it that way, you're more than welcome to, or if you want to leave it in the comments, you're more than welcome to do that as well. But you actually have two options now. But now that we got all that squared out the way, you guys want to hear your questions, since I am doing this monthly and not weekly. Let's get started with your questions. I will start with the Twitter questions first and then move on to the YouTube questions. The first set of questions, and I thank you guys who have sent me Twitter questions to use the hashtag. It really makes it easy for me to sort it all out. So I appreciate that. But my first set of questions comes from Largest85. What are your thoughts on this whole Taylor Swift versus Kanye versus Kim K feud? And of Taylor Swift being exposed, do you support Taylor or not? Okay, I've actually talked about this to... I'm always talking to Irvin about this stuff, man. And I think this is stupid. It is the dumbest feud on the planet, in my humble opinion. It shouldn't be a feud at all. Taylor Swift, and let's be honest, Taylor Swift is starting to be exposed for the person that she has become. She may not have been that way starting out, but people are starting to notice who the real her really is. But when it comes to this whole thing between her and Kanye, I'm going to be honest, and I've talked to my friend Irvin about this. I find it extraordinarily suspect that Kanye West knew every single last curve and dimensions of her. Like, he was able to get her breasts down, her waist down, her arms down. Like, the only possible way that you can make a really good wax sculpture is if you actually had the dimensions of that individual down, or unless they posed for it. But honestly, I have no idea if she's posed for it or not. All I know is that he pretty much knew every curve and angle of her, which makes me wonder, did he sleep with Taylor Swift? It could be a possibility. I'm sorry. The only way that you'll be able to know the dimensions of a woman, is if you've seen her naked. So something's telling me that it's a possibility that he has nailed Taylor Swift, probably on multiple occasions. And if I was Kim K, I wouldn't be all concerned about going up against Taylor Swift. I'll be looking at my husband like, how do you know every curve of her and how her breast size is? I will be more angry at him than I would be at her, because he pretty much knows every single curve of this woman. So I will be more suspect towards him in that case than towards her about the petty stuff. I mean, that's just me. I'm looking at that. But I think the whole feud is stupid. I think it's ridiculous. Taylor's music is extraordinarily catchy, but as a person, I'm just like, honey, keep it real. Keep it real. You're not innocent. You're like nearly 30. You're not 22 anymore. You're in your mid-20s. You're getting up there to be 30. Come on, stop. And as for supporting her, look, she makes very catchy tunes. I'm not going to lie. She is great at what she does, and I'm giving her credit where credit is due. But as for this nonsense of her acting like her crap don't smell, no, I'm not for that at all. You're just as flawed as everybody else. It's okay to admit if you've done stuff wrong, and it's okay to like certain stuff. You don't have to be the same way for the last umpteen years. You can be different. You know, that's pretty much my perspective on her. Your next question for me is, has this ruined Taylor's career? No. I highly doubt that it ruined her career. I really do, because her fans are just as crazy as this whole situation is. And I don't mean crazy as it's insane. I mean, it's just to the point where they are not going to see this, like, at all. And seeing how that most of her fans were literally putting death threats on people that talk against Taylor Swift, yeah, I guess I could probably say that's a little bit on the crazy side. Especially if you haven't met the person. But even if you have met the person, sending death threats to people for not liking what they like is crazy in itself. But other than that, when it comes to her career being ruined, no, it's not ruined at all. I don't even think it's going to slow down. I mean, yeah, Kanye pretty much gave her the sympathy vote, but she'll come back with a whole new reinvented version of her. And her fans going to eat it up. I highly doubt that Taylor Swift is over. I just think that for now she's taking a break, but she might reinvent herself and be something completely different like she did for her past album. Just saying. Her past album, from what I've heard, is amazing. That's just what I've heard. I've heard a few songs on it. There's some I don't like. There's some I do like. But I do know that it has literally took the world by storm. So I highly doubt that her career is slowing down. Thoughts on David Duke? Like I always thought, the guy is a racist. Enough said. You know, he was the head of the KKK. Enough said. I mean, he can try to reinvent it as much as he wants to, but the history's still there. There you go. I don't really hate the man in general. I just don't like what he stands for. That's about it. That's just me personally. And I guess your fifth question for me is her career over? And the answer is no. Not by a long shot. That's just my overall beliefs. But yeah, there is no chance, absolutely no way that her career is over by any means necessary. But thank you so much for sending me your questions. And the next set of questions is going to come from Real Harold. All right, now I got his question pulled up. For some reason, it stopped working on my phone. But other than that, these questions come from Real Harold. His first question for me is, what does Naturegirl think of Pokemon Go? Is it a blessing and a curse? I do not have the app for my phone. I have a Windows phone. I'm the odd woman out. If I don't have I have an Android tablet, but they don't really have it for tablets either. From what I heard about Pokemon Go, seeing how it can actually track you and track where your location is, as well as the buildings you go into, and literally is able to photograph everything you do, in a way, look, it's fun for people who want to have something to do and be more interactive and go outside. I am all for interaction for your environment and around other people, as well as bringing the families together and all that stuff. But the fact that if it's a possibility that if it tracks you, as well as photographing your location, as well as the businesses that you go into, and maps it out, I'm like, no, I have other ways to have fun. Like, seriously, not in that way. I had a gut feeling that they were probably doing that somehow, in some way. They do that with cell phones anyway. They track your every move. Even if you have the location turned off, 911 is still able to pinpoint you. So, other than that, that's just how it is. But it's jacked up, man. People just want to have fun and just, kind of be immersed in the whole fun of the whole thing. And I understand that. But yeah, I think it is a blessing and a curse. Especially if the thing tracks you. That's spooky. I'm just saying. Your second question for me is, has Naturegirl 30 heard that the Pokemon Go player got stabbed and refused to get medical attention because he had to catch that Pokemon? He got stabbed and refused to get medical attention because he had to get a Pokemon? No, I have not, and that is insane. I'm sorry. If I have a knife sticking out of me, I'm gonna be honest, I'm allergic to pain, so more than likely I'm gonna be in that ambulance getting worked on. But there is no way on this planet that I am going to die just because I have to catch a Pokemon. And if that person did that, then they're a bit on the obsessed side. I'm sorry, they have a bit of a problem. Just saying. That's just me. I'm sorry. Um, your third question for me is: has Nature Girl 30 ever played Saints Row Get Out of Hell? I have not, but I am addicted to Saints Row 4. I cannot stop playing. This is probably maybe my third time playing the game. It's my first, I beat it like months ago, but now I'm playing it again with a whole revamped character that looks just like Sasha Banks. Well, at least maybe a discount version of Sasha Banks, but hey, she reminds me of Sasha Banks. I got the glasses and everything. But yeah, but no, I have not played Get Out of Hell. But it's more than likely I'm probably gonna play it. If it's on the Xbox One, I might have to wait a little bit. I still have a 360, but I am planning on getting an Xbox One because I really do want to play Gears of War 4. And whoever played Gears of War 4, let me know how that game is, because I don't want to be spending money on a game that sucks. Because I'm actually planning on probably getting the package with my Xbox One, or get the Xbox One S. Like, I am thinking about possibly getting the Slim when that comes out. But other than that, I want to hear your thoughts about that game. And if you have it, let me know, because I don't really want to spend money on something that sucks. That's just me. Your fourth question for me is, what did Nature Girl think of Broken Matt Hardy versus Brother Nero final deletion match? Okay. When it comes to final deletion, it just looks like it was something straight out of public access. I'm sorry. And my humble opinion is that there was really no purpose, no relevancy for final deletion, except just to try to make Matt Hardy relevant. Hence why he got into his character so much. And I think Rebby just likes being on TV. But when I looked at it, it just looks like Jeff was phoning it in. Like he was ready for this to end. But I will admit, one of the amazing spots that actually was in the final deletion was when he literally climbed up a 30-foot tree, leapt off, and missed. That spot was way bigger than Shane McMahon's Hell in a Cell spot. Like, seriously. But there was no relevance or rhyme or reason for this. And Matt Hardy, his accent was terrible. There's a way that you can make your character interesting if you're able to do good accents, but no, he couldn't. It was bad. It was bad all around. There was no relevancy to all of it. The production value was poor. It looked like somebody just had a camera that they got from the I'm not even gonna say from the thrift shop. It's too good for the thrift shop. They got like a really jacked up camera and decided to shoot. It was bad. It was really, really bad. So bad it was entertaining. I'm just gonna say that. I actually did do my thoughts on this, and it was bad. But it was so bad it's entertaining. So if anyone who hasn't seen it, yes, watch Final Deletion. But it's not high quality. There is no point to it. But it's so bad it's entertaining. I'm just gonna say that. And that's pretty. And I actually did do my own personal thoughts on it, so definitely check that out. But yeah, let's move on to question 5. What does Nature Girl 30's parents do for a living? My parents are both retired. My dad was a retired cameraman, and my mom is a retired nurse. So they're both retired right now. Just enjoying life, at home. Well, they stay busy all the time. But yeah, they're both retired, so they don't work anymore. But yeah, that's pretty much it for them. But thanks so much for sending me questions, guys. And thank you for using the hashtag, because it really does help me out. It actually does help sort things out. But let's move on to the questions that I have via YouTube. And I do have a few of them. So I'm going to get started on those. And the first set of questions that I have actually does come from Final Limits. Your question for me is this, and as soon as I can get it pulled up, I don't know why it's being weird. Just a second, guys. All right, now that I got Final Limits' questions up, I'm going to read them all, and then I'm just going to answer them. Hopefully I'll be able to answer them in one paragraph. Okay. What are your thoughts on all this violence that the Black Lives Matter group is bringing? Do you think Black Lives Matter is making it worse than better for black people who are protesting the slaying of black criminals? How do you feel of all the police officers who were shot dead by African American sniper? The sniper was targeting white police officers only. Was he a hero in the black community? Is all of this worse than the 1992 LA riots? Didn't you ask me that last time? I don't know why you bring up the riots all the time, but hey. Alright, that's your question. What would you do to stop all this nonsense if you have the power? Okay. I'm just going to put my whole thoughts of the Black Lives Matter movement and just go from there. Now, I don't support anything that causes more harm than good. And at this point, I do not believe that that's what the Black Lives Matter movement was for. I don't think that's how it was started for that reason. It was started to make a change. Unfortunately, just like with everything else in the world, whether it's religion or otherwise, some people actually do taint that message and turn it into what they want it to be. Some people become vigilantes, some people become murderers, and they make excuses for it, and they use a movement or a religion or what have you as a scapegoat. That is what's happening at this point. There are people who are not taking the movement seriously, and they use it for their own means. It is causing more harm than good. I have not seen any positive changes from it. I have seen African Americans angrier with this movement than anything else. Now, I don't believe that whoever started this movement intended that to happen, but unfortunately, that's just what happened. It just turned into that. Now, as for the sniper that sniped down white police officers only, like I said, I don't condone that. It was about close to a year ago what happened in Charleston, about 2 hours from me, about the Emmanuel AME Church, with people in Bible study getting gunned down by a young white teenager. There's a racism that happened in my neck of the woods too, and that's similar to what's happening. The thing is, if they want something to change, they gotta do it a better way. They can't be categorizing all cops as being bad, because there are cops that actually do their job, and unfortunately, they're chucked into these bunch of I don't know what to call them. But all I know is that all the bad cops that are out there, the good ones are being shoved in there too, and that's not right. It's wrong. There are some good cops that want to do good. And that's what breaks my heart the most. Do I consider him the hero of the black community? I don't speak for all African Americans, but do I consider him a hero? No. He's pretty much putting himself in the same category as those racist cops that humiliate, beat up, and kill African Americans in their neighborhoods every day. He's no better. He's on the same level as them now, and that's not change. That's putting you where they are. So do I think he's a hero? No. I can't speak for all the black community. And as for the 1992 LA riots, it's death. It's people dying every day. The riots was something that happened for a certain period, a short period of time. It happened for a small period of time. This is happening every day. This has gone on for years. So anything that happened in 1992 stayed in 1992. This has extended for years. This is not good. And it's not getting better. So I can't compare it to 1992. Because it happened in 1992. This is prolonging, which means something is wrong. And what would I do to change it? Even if I had the power, there's going to be at least one individual that's going to protest and go against me. And then he'll get followers, or she'll get followers. And the followers will grow and grow and grow. And if something happens to him or her, they become martyrs, and it gets worse from there. Even if I had the ability to stop it, it will not stop for long. It will come back. There's always that one person that will protest against you, and there'll be many that's closeted that will come out when that one person speaks. Nothing I can do to change it. Not even if I had the power. There you go. That's how I feel about it. And I know I had a lot of questions on Black Lives Matter, but yeah, that's how I can sum it up. And I also have a lot of questions about Kim and Kanye. My next set of questions comes from Shoro Roro Hayo. I can never say your name right. I'm sorry. Shoro Roro Haruyor. Haruyor. I hope I said it right. I'm sorry. I sound terrible. But anyway, your questions is this. What is wrong? Was it wrong that Kim and Kanye recorded Taylor Swift's private phone call with Kanye? Oh gosh, Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. All I can, I mean, just like I said before, and I think it was Largest 85 that asked me that, or was it Real Harold? I think it was Largest 85. When it comes to Kim, Kim worries about the wrong stuff. She needs to worry about how her husband ended up finding out the dimensions of Taylor Swift. But as for the fact that she recorded her without her knowledge, I do believe that that's illegal. I mean, depending, maybe it's different in the state of California. I don't know. But yeah, it was kind of dirty. But other than that, I don't think that this feud is just insignificant and stupid. It is. And she's just taking it a little bit too far, probably just to get herself noticed. What do you think of Taylor and Selena Gomez being called racist because they didn't say Black Lives Matter on Twitter? Oh gosh, look, there are so many freaking sensitive people out there. They don't have to. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. People got on Justin Timberlake for making his comment. Look, people gonna have opinions, y'all, and if they're not black, they're gonna have their opinions. But it's out of hand. It really is. It's out of hand. Just calm down. That's all I have to say about that is calm down. Thoughts on Pokemon Go and all the crazy stuff that happened to white people. I'm sorry. Sorry. That's not what you said. I'm Black Lives Matter, racist stuff still in my head. Thoughts on Pokemon Go and all the crazy stuff that happened while people were playing that game. I'm not really surprised about Pokemon Go, and I think I did answer this, but I'm really not surprised about Pokemon Go possibly tracking you. I'm not surprised at it at all. Anything that makes you go outside and you stare with your phone and you have to go from one location to another to take a picture of a fake animal, yeah. Something tells me that they probably are tracking you and doing it for a reason. I'm not surprised. But so many people are into it now. Wow. Do you like Matt Hardy's broken character? No, I didn't. Matt Hardy seems to love it though. I mean, he thinks it's a hoot. But but honestly, I did not enjoy his character at all. I just thought it was weird, especially the fact that he dyed his hair white. It was weird. I think he's just trying to make himself more relevant. Probably before he leaves the game completely. But yeah, I hated it. It was stupid. It made no sense. He didn't have to have that accent. Brother Nero! No. No. Do you miss doing Q&As? Honestly, I didn't because I was so busy. I've had a really busy few months to where I was exhausted and I didn't even have the energy to do a Q&A anymore. But the fact that I'm doing these monthly and the fact that I've had so many people ask for them, I don't mind doing them monthly anymore. I just don't think I can do them daily. It was just too much. Way too much. Plus, with all the negative feedback I got with it, just brought me down. So, did I miss them? It felt weird for the first day, but then I got over it. So, now, honestly, no, I didn't really miss them that much, if that was the case. But, great set of questions, man. Moving on to my final set of actually, no, not final. The next set of questions actually comes from Nintendo Fanboy 1988. Are you a fan of Pokemon Go? I don't have the app because I have a Windows phone, so my phone is just weird. It'll probably never come to me. So no, I'm not a fan of it because I haven't played it. Thoughts on Re Always. Thoughts on, I guess you want to know my thoughts on Street Fighter 5. I haven't played the game, but I've heard it was a lot of glitches in it, and it really did piss a lot of people off. And I'm honestly, and I see this a lot. A lot of broken games are coming out, and they're asking for full price for broken games. And from what I'm hearing, there were so many problems with Street Fighter V that it made a lot of people angry and they demanded their money back. But I'm not really surprised at that at all. I'm just not. It's been happening a lot. But yeah, I haven't really played it, so I don't really have any opinions on it. Did you ever play any new Sonic games? No, I have not. The last Sonic game I've ever played was Sonic Generations, and I haven't really played anything else since then. Except for Saints Row 4. I have not stopped playing Saints Row 4. I have a problem. But I'm also thinking about going, because for me, I'm starting to become more of a retro gamer now. I'm really noticing that I am, and I do like the old classic retro games. I went back to playing Streets of Rage 2 just out of the blue because I was just wanting to play it. And I have it on my Xbox Live, so I ended up playing that. And I went back playing DuckTales, and I am thinking about going back and getting Burnout 3. Because that's one of my favorite games, and I did not beat it. So I'm probably going to actually download it from Xbox Live and maybe play it on my 360. Because I actually do enjoy, I enjoy Burnout. I like crashing into stuff. It's just fun. But yeah, too much information there. Thoughts on the gay Orlando club shootings, or the Orlando gay club shootings. Yeah, that was one thing I never really expected, but that was during Pride Week, I believe, or Pride Month, more likely. That was heartbreaking. It really was. There wasn't a lot of survivors that came out of there, and the sick part about it is that these people were being screened at Disney. They had to shut Disney down for a while before they reopened again. And that's heartbreaking, man. That really is. Hate is separating us. Like, seriously. The United States of America is what it's called. The United States of America. We're supposed to be united as one country. But we are separated because of what we look like. It's depressing, man. It really is. And so what your preference is? Like, that doesn't change anything. It doesn't. We're all precious. We are all precious creatures. Despite our orientation, we are precious. And it's sad that people don't believe that. But let's move on to something lighter. This is depressing me a little bit. Oh, man. Black Lives Matter. I've already answered my question about that, and I'm starting to get depressed even thinking about it. But I guess I'll answer it since I'm only doing this monthly. Thoughts on the cops getting killed by criminals in Black Lives Matter group? Honestly, like I said, there are people that are taking advantage of Black Lives Matter and using it for their own means. There are good cops out there, and those good cops should be recognized. They shouldn't be put in the same bowl as those bad cops that are racist. And instead of keeping those racist cops on, just out of sheer loyalty, they need to go to jail. Especially if they do stuff illegal. If they do stuff illegal, and if they actually do harass or shoot someone of a different race or creed and have no merit in doing so, then honestly, they need to go to jail. And I pray to the day that a cop don't. And the one thing with cops don't want to have to pull out their gun and shoot you. Some cops don't want to be in that scenario. They don't want to have to pull out their guns. That's why they have so many non-lethal weapons out there. The majority of police officers do not want to kill anyone. But I'm not saying that all think that way. But there are some that do. They actually do take their job seriously. But it's just heartbreaking to me, man. It really is. The good cops are mushed in there with the bad. And they're not like that. Not all of them. But I'm just not a big fan of anyone doing that. I'm just not. I'm not at all. And my final set of questions comes from Justin Side. Has Kim Kardashian ruined Taylor Swift and Selena Gomez's career? No. They're going to continue going on because everybody's going to want to watch them. They have fans. We know how rabid Taylor Swift fans are. We know how rabid Selena Gomez fans are. They are not going to stop being fans of their favorite singers. They're not. Their career is not over. It might be stagnant for a while, a little bit, but they'll be all right. They'll go back to doing what they've always done, being themselves. But other than that, guys, that is it for me. Thank you for sending me so many questions. But like I said, this is it for July. Stay tuned for any questions that you want to send me for August. You do have the option to send me a direct message through YouTube, and my advice to you is to do that. But if you do want to send them to me via the comments, you can do that. You have that option as well. As for Twitter, use the hashtag NatureGirlQ&A in order for me to actually keep them all together. But I'll just say it like this. The next set of questions sent to me for next month is going to start on, let me see. SummerSlam is around the 21st of August. You can send me questions via YouTube or on Twitter starting on the 14th of August. I am going to do a Q&A after SummerSlam. So more than likely, the questions, the deadline for the questions will be the 22nd of August. That is going to be the Raw after SummerSlam. That is going to be the deadline. I will record this on Thursday, and then I will put it out on Friday. So that is how it's going to be. I will have it for the 14th. That is when you guys can start sending me questions for the next Q&A, August 14th. It will, and the deadline will be the 22nd of August. I'm sorry. I'll put all this in the description box. I know it seems like I'm giving you guys a lot, but yeah, the 22nd of August will be the deadline for August Q&A, and the beginning of sending questions will be the 14th. So go ahead and do that then, but don't send them now. Don't send them early because they can get lost in the shuffle. Start in August. But other than that, guys, that is it for me. Naturegirl 30 signing off. Peace out. Later.